believe in the way she went about it?
No.
The word terrorist means a person who coerces by intimidation and violence. But I'm sure you know that.
Wasn't like I'd imagined.
Having ideals is one thing, but seeing how some people put them into effect is quite another matter altogether, Rosalind.
I know.
I am willing to help you, if you will let me. It's up to you.
Come on, hurry it up.
O'Connell.
Yes?
Your solicitor's here.
Just a minute, Smith. Latham should be doing that.
Oh, fair go, Miss Bennett. You can't expect a pregnant woman to carry a heavy thing like this.
Turn it over.
Eh?
You heard me, Birdsworth. Tip it out.
How the...
I'll handle this, thank you, Mr. Fletcher. I'm amazed you weren't onto them. You're getting careless, Smith. That little diversion with Birdsworth didn't fool me for 1 minute. You can all forget the buy-up this week. And I'm holding you responsible for this, Latham.
Oh, fair go, Miss Bennett. I'm not the only one who works in the kitchen, you know.
Now get back to work. And think yourselves lucky that I didn't take away all your privileges.
Oh, but we did.
Get moving. After you've got those things back to the kitchen, you can clean up that mess.
Why pick on me?
Would you like to give her a hand, Smith?
You're getting real sharp, aren't you, Vera?
Just used to your tricks.
Yeah, how come I have to do all the dirty work?
You wouldn't want them getting suspicious, would you? And don't take too much of the fruit.
Bitch.
She's shown how dangerous she can be. If you let her out of solitary now, well, how do you expect the officers to keep control?
As far as I am concerned, she has learnt her lesson. I want her to have every chance at rehabilitation.
She was involved in a very serious incident, Mrs. Davidson.
And what if she tells the others that Latham turned her in? There'll be trouble.
She has given me her word.
But because she saved your life, are you going to believe everything that she says?
My decision is final, Miss Bennett. Before you go, Mr. Fletcher, I would like a word with you. I heard about Meg Jackson.
I wasn't aware that incidents outside this prison were of your concern, Mrs. Davidson.
I was about to say that I have just spoken to her and that she will be returning to work tomorrow. I thought you would like to know. Miss Bennett tells me that you were in the dining room when some of the women were trying to smuggle out food from the kitchen.
I hardly gave them my permission.
I realize that at times it is difficult for you not to bring personal problems to work. However, if my staff is expected to do their job properly, they need to be more alert.
Yes, Mrs. Davidson.
How come she gets a cushy job like that? She can't even thread a needle.
Yeah, I noticed.
I suppose it's one job that'll keep her off her feet, I reckon.
Well, what do you know?
Ross.
Hello, Lizzie.
Well, they would have thrown away the key.
Oh, it's good to see you back.
Yeah, now I can stop wearing it, actually.
How did they catch up with you?
Just lucky, I guess.
David's preliminary hearing's the day after tomorrow. Angela says I've got to be there.
Well, at least you get to see him, love, even though... Well, look, he did shoot Karen. He's not going to get off.
I know. Well, if Herbie testifies against David, it's going to affect my appeal.
How come?
Herbie's going to tell him I saw Davy just after he escaped. I'll be had up for consorting, aiding and abetting, you name it. My appeal won't even go through.
Can he prove it?
It was Herbie took me to see David. Oh. Well, I only went to tell him to give himself up. Well, who's going to believe that?
I thought this bloke, what's his name, was a friend of your son's.
He was. But he's giving evidence for the other side, so he'll get off likely.
But he's in it up to his neck.
If my appeal doesn't go through, my kids are going to be stuck in that home for good, Bea.
Oh, there must be some way of getting to this Herbie creep. There's one thing in this world I can't stand. It's a lagger.
You've had quite a field day with that vicious tongue of yours, haven't you?
Sometimes it's a woman's only defence.
Well, you'd be pleased to know that it's worked. The staff have been giving me the cold shoulder all day today.
They can make up their own minds.
Do you always distort things to get what you want?
You're in my way.
In more ways than one, eh, Vera?
I'm sure a man like you can take care of himself.
Look, what is it with you? Do you hate all men, or is it just me? I know you resented me taking over as deputy governor, but maybe it goes a bit deeper than that. Maybe it's because I kissed you once, and you think that that binds me to you for life.
How dare you?
Oh, yeah, like most women. You can dish it out, but you can't take it, eh? I haven't finished yet.
I think you have. You're quite a one for throwing your weight around, aren't you? Or do you leave it up to your friends to do the really rough stuff?
Now, listen, don't you start on me.
I think maybe it's time I did.
That woman's out to get me. You know it, I know
I
it.
wasn't just talking about Vera.
Well, as far as I know, Meg would rather forget the whole incident. So would I.
You knew what she was getting herself into. You did nothing.
I was as much in the dark about Jeff as she was. But I tell you one thing. I give a mature woman enough credit to be able to look after herself. Now, if you want to put her up on a pedestal, that's your business.
A word of advice. If I ever see or hear of you treating any woman on this staff as a third-rate citizen again, make sure you answer to me.
So if you lag on me about seeing David, I'll tell the truth about you hiding him the whole time he was on the run.
Otherwise, I'll break both your legs.
Dry up, Lizzie.
You gotta be real tough on these rotten laggers.
What if somebody sees it? It's admitting you're guilty.
Now, what about Angela? She's passed messages on before today.
Oh, I couldn't do that. If anyone found out, she could lose her job.
Here, maybe Rosalind could just ask the governor to deliver it.
Yeah. And seeing they're such good mates, she could perhaps ask her for the key and just walk straight out of here.
There'd be nowhere to go anyway.
Ah, bully for you. It's taken you 2 escapes to work that one out.
There. It's finished.
Okay. Who's got a visitor tomorrow? Now, come on. Someone must have. Friend, family, someone who doesn't think you're a no-hoper.
Cat, you said you was getting a visitor, didn't you?
No way, Bea. I got into enough strife helping Roz. I don't want to know about it.
Now, who kept their mouth shut when I was trying to find out what Rosalind was up to? So who owes me a favour before she gets clobbered?
Oh, okay.
You make sure your friend delivers that as soon as they leave. There you are, love. All your worries will be over as of tomorrow.
Oh, morning, Wendy.
Hello, Mrs. Jackson. How are you feeling?
Fine, thanks.
It must have been awful for you. I wouldn't have thought Mr. Fletcher would have friends like that.
Hello, Meg. How are you?
Did you have to tell the whole world?
Well, everyone was asking where you were yesterday.
And no doubt you told them the whole sordid story.
Oh, Miss Bennett, this was sent down from the maternity wing for you.
How long have you had this?
Oh, about 2 hours. It didn't seem important.
Has Leach's visitor arrived yet?
5 minutes ago.